Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to come in and run my mouth and talk about the mess. Before we get into the mess, I'll put the timestamp of when Hot Topics start. I wanted to talk about 911. Okay, so again, I'll put the timestamp for those who want to skip over this part. So I'm watching 911. It's basically a television. It's like a cop show, not a cop show, but it's a show about firefighters slash paramedics, and also like cops and 911 dispatchers. So it's all kind of like wrapped into one, right? The people that are involved in like helping save your life, from the 911 call up to the paramedics up to the cops, right? It doesn't really go too much into detail with like the hospital aspect of it. It's not like a Grey's Anatomy, right? But anyways, so it's kind of like the opposite of a Grey's Anatomy with the other folk, right? So, anyways, it's Angela Bassett. That's like the biggest name on the show is Angela Bassett. I'm in season two, episode 12 or 11. I can't remember. Anyways, I'm in season 2. When I tell y'all, baby, the way I was over here boo-hoo crying, yeah. This is the only negative thing I have to say about the show is the other day I said it was kind of corny through the lens of like when they try to make, like, for example, of course I'm going to be telling some spoilers, right? So if you don't want to listen, you need to fast forward, okay? So like the one episode where the guy's body was basically cut in half, it didn't even really look like, it just kind of looked like it was almost funny. It didn't really give like a body cut in half, if that makes sense. Yeah, it was like, oh girl, like it was almost, it sometimes some of the parts where they try to make it seem as though it's this serious situation that's happening, it almost comes across as comedic in a way. It comes across as comedy to me. Like, girl, that don't even look real. Like, y'all couldn't even make it look real that this man body got just, sliced in half. So it's stuff like that where I'm just like, okay, girl, whatever. Um, but the episode that really got me boohoo crying was Jennifer Love Hewitt. Okay, so Jennifer Love Hewitt, she was like, I guess she was like what, like a '90s, icon in a way. Girl, she stars in one of my favorite movies, Heartbreakers, with Sojourner Weaver. Girl, basically Sheila, Big Sheila, and Ashley Darby. That's Heartbreakers 2.0. Okay, so Heartbreakers it's a movie with Jennifer Love Hewitt, and basically the mother and daughter like scammers. Anyways, um, going after rich men. So, anyways, she came in the second season, and she's playing Buck's sister. So she is running away from an abusive relationship, an abusive marriage. Girl, when I tell you that, it's crazy. It's a white man. Um, so long story short, he finds her. It just got me to thinking about people in like DV relationships. Not to make this too heavy, and I just boohoo cried. I just cried and cried and cried like a baby because I felt so bad for her because she got into this situation, this marriage with this man who turned out to be the devil and almost unalived her. Um, it was the part that really got me crying is when she decided to stop running and basically fight him. It was kind of like Jennifer Lopez in the movie Enough, where she was like, "Girl, I'm tired of running, but we're gonna have to just box, right?" And may the best woman win, right? Um, she was running away from him through the snow. He had took her to a cabin, and he had shouted something out like, "You're gonna always be running from me." It was something like that. I can't remember. And then she just stopped, and I guess that's when the light bulb went off. Like, I can't keep running from this man. And the way that she escaped. You know those things that you use whenever you We don't really have fireplaces like that in Texas like that. I mean, we have them, but you know what I'm saying. What are they called when you use them for a fire? Like you use them like they're by like the chimney, a fireplace, like the thing. I think you like move the wood around. You know the sharp thing. Anyway, you could hurt somebody with it. Anyway, that's how she escaped. She hit him in the head with one of those, and she had that in her hand, and so she kind of hid behind a tree, and then she hit him when he ran up on her. But he had a gun also, and so he was firing the gun at her. Then he ran out of bullets, and then he had a knife, and then he stabbed her, and then she eventually, like, she was fighting him. Because she wanted to, she was fighting. And then she finally got the knife. And girl, I'm about to start crying. Girl, I don't know what stuff like this made me cry. I don't know what I'm about to start crying. Because she finally got the knife and she like just was like stabbing him. And girl, I was like, get him. I was like, get him, sister. I was like, get him, sister. Girl, crying and stuff, girl. Girl, I was in my bedroom. I was in my bedroom crying. Girl, I was like trying to be her champion to the TV. Girl, get him, girl. And then she finally took him out. And then she thought that she was about to die. You know, so she started closing her eyes, and then she started thinking about stuff that he told her, like, you're never gonna like leave me, blah blah blah. And then she like woke up, and then she took off running through the woods trying to find her way out of the, and then her brother, who was a paramedic, they went looking for her. Then he ran into her in the woods. But it was just a really, it was just real. It was a really good. That was like the first time since I've been watching the season. Like I said, I'm on season 2, where I was like, okay, this is actually kind of getting good. I'm not really feeling Angela Bassett and that white man. I'm just like, it's. I'm just like. Girl, it happened like girl. It, that she moved. They moved so fast. Like girl, we just in season 1. We were just in season 1. Now we're in season 2, and now you're asking this man to move in with you. Girl, you and your kids. Girl, I don't know this white man. You know what I'm saying? Her husband, Rockman Dunbar. Oof. Girl, I'll tell you, Rockman Dunbar has always been my man. Girl. Google Rockman Dunbar. That when I say that is a handsome, that is a handsome black man to me. Girl, remember when he was on Girlfriends? Oh, he was one of my favorite movies of all time. It's called Dirty Laundry. If you've never seen Dirty Laundry, it's like a DVD movie. It's Loretta Devine, Jennifer Lewis. Um, what's the girl from the Steve Harvey show? Not Loretta Devine. I already said her name. What's her name? You know, she Sadie. She was a principal's assistant, the secretary. She's in the movie. But Rockman Dunbar, he plays gay in Dirty Laundry, and he plays gay in 911. He basically met him and Angela Bassett were married, and then he came out of the closet. But she kind of already knew he was gay. Basically, she used him because her clock was ticking to have kids. She kind of knew he was gay, but she didn't care because she wanted kids, and so she married him. And then, of course, she tried to act like she didn't know, and then she finally admitted, like, I kind of knew that you was. I kind of knew you was one of the kids. Yeah, I just wanted these children, and I thought you was a decent man, and I just thought, okay, girl, whatever. But he also owned up to the fact that he kind of knew, but he thought that he thought that she could change him. Girl, I'm sorry, girl. Let me shut up, girl. Girl. Some of the girls say you could pray the gay away. So I guess she thought. I guess he thought that the coochie was going. What's this? The coochie was going. Oh, what's going on? Okay. Anyways, I guess he thought. I guess he thought the coochie was going. Girl, I guess take the gay away, and it didn't. So now he's in a relationship with some black man on the show. But they haven't showed. Have they showed him this season? Oh, they have showed him this season. Anyways, but yeah, 911 is actually it's getting better. It's getting better. It's getting better. I do like the fact that they are giving they're giving the people like stories. It's just not about 911 calls. Like, what's her name? Henrietta. We've learned some of her story. What's the Asian guy's name? I forgot his name. We're learning some of his story. So I like the fact that we're learning some of the folks' stories, and it's just not, again, them going, trying to save the day. But anyways, I just wanted to talk about 911 because I told y'all the other night that I had started watching. I'm probably gonna, I don't know, once I finish season 2, I'll probably start watching White Lotus because some of you in the comments told me I need to watch White Lotus, and then my sister told me I need to watch White Lotus too. So I think I'm gonna, after season 2 ends, I think I'm gonna start watching White Lotus because I think there's only 3 seasons for White Lotus, and then I'll probably go back to watching 911. Yeah, I think I might do that. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get into hot topics, okay, y'all? Okay, so this is according to whereisthebuzz.com. Shannon Sharpe refuses to view alleged sex tape and $50 million civil R lawsuit. So, NFL Hall of Famer and prominent media figure Shannon Sharpe is facing a $50 million civil lawsuit filed by a woman using the pseudonym Jane Doe. I mean, girl, we already know the girl's name, who accuses him of R and coercion during a relationship she claims was non consensual. Central to the case is a controversial video recording allegedly showing one of the encounters in question. The footage has reportedly been offered for viewing to Sharpe, who has refused to watch it despite multiple opportunities. Below is a detailed breakdown of the case, key evidence, legal arguments, and the public discourse surrounding the high profile litigation. So Jane Doe filed the civil lawsuit earlier this year. We already know what's going on, right? Asserting that she was subjected to repeated sexual assault and manipulation by Shannon Sharpe beginning in 2023 when she was 19 years old. I'm not going to go over that part because we already know that part. Her legal team contends that Sharpe exploited a significant power imbalance using his celebrity and financial influence to dominate and degrade her in a series of non-consensual encounters. Girl. I'll put the link to the article because I'm not going to go over all of this because most of this, we already know, right? Um, Sharpe has denied all allegations and characterized the relationship as consensual. He argues that the interactions described in the lawsuit were part of a mutual BDSM dynamic involving role play and fantasy scenarios. A pivotal element of the plaintiff's case is a video allegedly depicting one of the encounters described in the lawsuit. According to attorney Tony Busby, who was representing Jane Doe, the video demonstrates a lack of consent and is central to the civil claims being pursued. Hmm. Busby confirmed that the video was reviewed in confidential mediation settings by Sharpe's legal team, but Sharpe himself declined repeated invitations to view it. Excuse me. He emphasized that the footage will not be released publicly, citing both legal and ethical considerations. The only reason the public knows this video exists is because Miss Sharpe, okay, girl. Mr. Sharpe brought it up on Instagram, Busby said in a statement. At no point have we ever threatened to release it, and we will not. It is evidence, nothing more, nothing less. Sharpe has publicly described the video as a 30-second clip designed to make me look guilty, asserting that it was taken out of context and crafted to play in damaging racial and sexual stereotypes. And then it goes. Legal analysts have taken note of Sharpe's refusal to personally review the video, describing it as potentially risky decision in a civil case where perception and credibility can significantly impact the outcome. Girl, like I said, I'll put this in the description box because I'm not going to go over all of this. Girl, listen, I don't know what he gonna do. at the end of the day, it is what it is. I've already pretty much summed what I thought about the situation. I do believe that it did start out as something that was probably consensual. I do. And I think that it took a left turn. And I do believe at some point, all I'm going to say is this. Can I say something? Can we have some kitchen table talk? And I really want, just let me say this. Let me say this. I know for a fact that that age does not automatically equate to wisdom. We say that it does, but it doesn't. Because if it did, then Shannon Sharpe, who's pushing 60, would not be in this situation. There are plenty of scenarios, whether it is a man, woman, girl, non-binary, non-gender conforming girl, where you would think that because the person is of a certain age, they wouldn't make the moves that they make, but they do it anyways. So I'm starting to reject what I've been taught about wisdom coming with age, because I'm starting to find out that that is factually just not true. Because there are just stupid people out there who are 50, 55, 60, 65, like it just is. And I also know that there are people out there who have been through things that I could never imagine. And there are people out there who are 16 and 17 and 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, who have been through so many things in life, right? Things that people who are probably 50 and 60 have never been through and could never imagine a 15-year-old going through, or an 18-year-old going through. I do believe that there are 19-year-olds out there who can work somebody. I do. I do. I believe there are 20-year-olds out there who can work a nigga pockets. I do. I do. However, I just believe in a situation like this where you are involving BDSM. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say this, and I could be mistaken, but I think that a lot of people probably don't really know the ins and outs of BDSM. I'm I'm a man of a particular age, and I could tell you one or two things about it. So it's hard for me to recognize that a 19-year-old would really know the ins and outs of what it entails to participate in something as BDSM. You see what I'm saying? So I could see how a 19-year-old could be confused or really not know what's happening, because there are grown people out there who would be confused and don't know what's happening. There are grown men and women right now who are 40 and 45 and 50 and 50 and 55 and can't really enter into a relationship without there being some type of chaos and confusion. How many stories do we hear from grown men? And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Some of you, grown women, grown men, who are still trying to get this relationship stuff right at 40 and 50 and 55 and 60 and 65. And sometimes can be confused about, what am I doing with this man? What am I doing? Like, what are we? Is this a relationship? Is this a situation? Like, so all I'm saying is, I can also understand, not to take away from this person being legally a grown person, but I can see how a 19-year-old could get confused on all the shit that was going on, probably on the other side of town. Is this a relationship? Is it not? What is BDSM? What is going on? I said I will let you do this, but hold up, this is too much. I can just get how it could be a confusing, complex situation. I really, really could. It's not to take away from a 19-year-old not knowing right from wrong. Because you know right from wrong from when you're a baby, right? Touch the fire, you learn not to touch the fire again. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not, it's just something with everything I just said. Shannon will always get the side eye from me because you are a man of a Shannon, bitch. Shannon is damn near the same age as my mama. Okay. My mama is 59. Shannon is 56, 57. She turned 30. I mean, she turned 30 tomorrow. She turned 60 tomorrow, April the 30th. Okay. Shannon is damn near the same age as my mama. And you out here, right? Putting yourself in a situation where you know this is something that BDSM is not something that people generally talk about in the break room. BDSM to me is one of those things where it's kind of like religion and politics. You just don't talk about it at work. Okay? Does that make sense what I'm saying? So for him to put himself in this situation when all of this really could have been avoided, Shannon could have went and paid a woman to do whatever kinky race play, whatever he wanted to participate in. He could have went another route and got his rocks off, and it would have been all said and done. But no, he wants to go get what's on my face itching. He wants to go get someone who is technically considered a teenager. Teen. 19 is a teenager. Yes, you're grown, but it still does not take away from the fact that it's a part of the teen. Okay? You want to go get a teenager and start this weird ass, complex, complicated situationship with this person, and look at us now. Not look at us. No, because we ain't got nothing to do with it. Now look at your black ass now. And like I've said before, and I'm going to say it again, especially when it comes to straight black men and the relationship that y'all claim y'all have with white women, I can't tell. Let me be very clear. I don't really hear of these things happening with gay men. Now, I have heard of gay men being called the N-word with a hard ER by their ex-white boyfriend. Right? Right? You like the white boy, y'all was dating, he got mad at you and called you an N-word with a hard ER. But one thing I've always heard when it comes to black men and white women, and y'all say this from the mountaintop, but y'all always fall on the sword, is, girl, you better watch out for them white girls. They'll set you up. You better watch out for them white girls. Y'all always bring up Emmett Till. Every time I look up, y'all bringing up Emmett Till, right? A child. Y'all bringing up Emmett Till. And as soon as y'all get caught up by a non-black woman, the first thing y'all want to scream is the black man and how the white woman always want to come after us and how the white person always want to come after us and the Hispanic. Well, girl, if y'all already know all of this, then why do y'all keep fucking with them hoes? If that's what y'all claim is the problem, then why do you continue to run to the problem? If you're going to say that white women are no good for black men, and when we look up, there's always some Kobe Bryant case, may he rest in peace. Some Shannon Sharpe case, right? If y'all are always going to scream that a woman who's non-black is no good for you, then why do y'all continue to run to the thing that is no good for you? And then as soon as you get caught up into some shit, you want to pull the, oh, it's because I'm a black man. You knew you was a nigga before you fucked with that bitch. Matter of fact, you knew you was a bitch. You knew you was a nigga. Shannon, you a dark skinned nigga. A nigga who look like he from the motherfucking woods in the South, nigga. Who mama probably named Shirley and daddy girl named James. You see what I'm saying? So Shannon being his age, being close to my mother's age, he knows the relationship that they say that black men have with white women. He knows. Especially a man pushing 60 years old. And you still fuck with that white hoe. And she done got your ass all up with some shit. And now she coming after you for motherfucking $50 million, bitch. She about to shake her like a light. She about to shake your motherfucking wallet. She is. She is. And we can't do nothing about it. We can't do nothing about it. Because you knew more than everybody pushing 60, nigga, what the relationship was. And that's just what it is. I've always said, I don't have no problem with white men. I don't slept with my fair share of white men. If I got involved with a white man and he fucked around and called me an N-word with a hearty, I wouldn't even tell y'all. I just charge to the game. I wouldn't even tell y'all. I just charge to the game. I'll just take my L in silence. Girl, what happened to you and so-and-so, girl? Don't even worry about it, y'all. You know what I'm saying? These niggas, y'all gonna learn. And no, again, don't put this on black women. This is the thing. And this is the truth. And I heard, shout out to Erica De Niro TV. I was listening to her video the other day. And I heard her say, and I'm paraphrasing, like, if you if they treat the white women like this, then how do you think they're gonna treat the black women? If they say it like don't because the man doesn't change. The only thing that changes is the victim. And I'm gonna add this part to it. Like I said the other day, if they treat their prized possession, because see, this is the thing, these niggas they want proximity to whiteness, right? They want to feel, oh, I can touch that white woman or that non-black woman. Oh, I got her, right? I got the money now to have a prize. So now they have proximity to the white woman. They mistreat them. They dog them out. Don't be when y'all get in the comment section and people are like, oh, you should have got you a black woman. No, he shouldn't have. So he could dog her out too? No, he shouldn't have got no black woman. He shouldn't have access to no pussy if we're gonna be honest about it. But him being with a black woman wouldn't change who he is. Because the black woman gonna get dogged out too. Probably even worse. Because the way that these niggas be dogging y'all out and on these podcasts, and they mamas be black as day, and they still got the nerve to bring their black asses down to a podcast and dog y'all out. But then, well, girl, once they get their white trophy, girl, they wear them low. Girl, if they are wearing them low, look how Safari did Erica Mena. Erica Mena walking around here 87 pounds. Girl ain't looked the same since she got with Safari. But she thought that she was better than the other girls. Remember the monkeys. But he treated you like a monkey. He dogged you out. You see what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying. Because we're just talking. But yeah, I don't know what Shannon Sharpe gonna do. I don't really care. That ain't got shit to do with me. Y'all gonna learn y'all lesson. Y'all be having all this to lose. This water is so good. Y'all be having all of this stuff to lose and don't know how to operate. Remember, I used to always say, "Believe it or not." Y'all think like I'm really not like this stick in the mud. We used to always say about Sutton. Remember Sutton from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? I used to always say Sutton just needs to go get her somebody, girl, an escort, you know, who she can, break her back in every now and again and go on about her business. Girl, if you don't want to be in a relationship but you still want sex, girl, just go hire a prostitute. Make sure everything's checked out. You go through a legit. I'm sure it's some undercover agencies around there that cater to the rich. Go get you a prostitute. You call it a day. If you know you got a kink, girl, go through the proper channels. So, girl, everything is legit, and you ain't really got to worry about nobody finding out your tea. That you get erection by somebody calling you BBC. You get an erection by somebody calling you the N word with a hard ER, Shannon Sharpe. Because I feel like that's what was going on over there. I told y'all the first time it happened, I said, baby, this sound like race play. I told y'all. That's what it sounded like to me. That's what it sounded like. That's exactly what it sounded like. The first day this mess came out, I said, what's going on over there? Baby, this sound. But if that's what you into, that's what you into. Don't bring it up over here because I'm not into no shit like that. Okay. But if that's what you into, that's what you into, girl. Just go somewhere, pay the girl. But you know what it is, girl? And this is what I've heard. This is what I have heard the girls say. The niggas don't be wanting to pay. They don't want to pay for certain stuff. And I also feel like for some of these men, they just don't care because they feel like they won't get caught. Like Shannon Sharpe had to just feel like I'm not going to get caught. And here we are. I do believe that some of those phone calls that I heard, believe it or not, it did sound like they were role playing on the phone. However, once somebody said it in the comment section, if you don't know, you could also take it another way. It's one of those scenarios where I could see how it could be a role play conversation happening on the phone, but I could also see how somebody could say, "Girl, babe, what the hell is y'all talking? What the hell is you talking about on the phone? Girl, you going to jail." Shannon, can I say something? Girl, we been messy today. Girl, I always thought Shannon was a punk. I mean, he still might be. Remember that gay boy? He used to always be sitting beside at the basketball games. I think he was his stylist or something. They say he was his stylist, and I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. Girl, nothing Shannon had on screams stylist to me. I ain't never seen Shannon on the Shannon Sharpe show. Girl, was it Club Shay Shay? Is that the name of the YouTube show? Dressed like he has a stylist. Shannon looked like he goes into his closet, pulls out some tennis shoes, some pants, and a collar and a polo shirt. Does that make sense? Like Shannon doesn't look like he has a stylist. So anytime I saw Shannon with that gay boy, I was like, "What was going on?" I'm not saying I'm not saying you can't be friends with gay boys. I'm saying that when I looked at Shannon, this older man with this younger gay boy, I was trying to figure out what was it, what how are you, what are y'all hanging out? Like what, you know what I'm saying? Like this boy look like he might be in his late 20s, early 30s, and Shannon, you in your 50s. What are y'all talking about? Is this your assistant? Like, is this? But somebody said it was his stylist. I don't know. Maybe it was his assistant. I don't know. But yeah, I know it was a gay boy I used to always see Shannon with, sitting beside him courtside at the basketball games online. I used to be like, girl, what is that relationship about? Let me shut up. Girl, girl, I'm trying to tell y'all. Girl, these niggas be like pussy and dick at the same time. And ass. They be liking a little bit of everything. Girl, I be trying to tell y'all, girl, for some of these niggas, a hole is a hole. A hole is a hole, baby. Now, it might not all feel the same, but to these niggas, girl, it's the same. My man is your man is my man is your man too, girl. Okay, I think I got it covered on the weekend. You take Wednesday, Friday, girl. I take Saturday, Sunday. Okay, great. He like pussy on Monday, a little dick on Tuesday, a little ass on Wednesday. Girl, these niggas be like pussy on Monday, dick on Tuesday, and ass on Wednesday. You better ask somebody, girl. I don't know, girl. Let me shut up. All right, girl. Let's move on. Baby, let's move on. I'm just saying. These niggas be freaky. Okay? Baby. Mm-mm. Baby. Listen to this. Lindell Lynn Price, former owner of Turkey Leg Hut and current owner of the Oyster Hut. The Oyster. Girl, I'm scared to even talk about this. Owner of the Oyster Hut was arrested Thursday following a federal indictment tied to a 2020 arson. Price was in tears when he was pulled over, said a source to KPRC2. He's accused of conspiring with Armani Williams and John Lee Price to ignite Bar 5015, owned by former Turkey Leg Hut partner. The indictment claims Price recruited them and paid for the job. On June 12, 2020, Williams and an unnamed accomplice bought gasoline and face coverings and poured gasoline across the deck and down the entrance ramp at 4:44 a.m. They lit a piece of paper, and by 4:47 a.m., Lynn Price received a phone call confirming the arson. Price is also accused of paying to burn a stolen Chevy Nova. This is a classic example of being very mindful of the company you keep, said John Price's attorney. Turkey leg fans, what do y'all think about this? Baby, let me tell you something. I don't know. Baby, there are a few things that I've heard happen. I don't know who got. Let me shut up, child. I ain't got nothing to do with this. Baby. But I don't know. Baby, all I know is, um, I remember the Turkey Leg Hut is closed now. The turkey leg hut is closed. He was married to. Are they still legally married? I don't know if they're still legally married, but I know she had left him. Remember, I think she it was his wife, um, and I think they started the business together. I think she started the business. It was her idea. The women always are the ones behind have the ideas, girl. Um, Not the ideas, but is used. They kind of pretty much like the brains behind it. And kind of like most of the time, like Melody Holt. You know what I'm saying? Is the brains behind the operation. I don't know the whole story of how they met and all that stuff, but anyways, girl, I ain't got nothing to say, baby. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I mean, girl, I guess justice will be served, honey. I did hear that the Oyster her I keep calling it her the Oyster Hut was actually very very good. I've heard the food was really really good. Um, is it still open? I don't know. Like I said, I know the Turkey Leg Hut is closed. Um, so yeah, girl, let me shut up. Shut up. Look, I ain't gonna do it. Baby, it's so much shit, girl. It's so much shit I have heard in these streets. But I ain't got time because girl, listen, I'm just a gay man who mind his business. Okay? But the streets been talking. All I'm gonna say is this: the streets been talking. The streets been talking. So, and I guess they finally caught up with him because the streets been talking. That's all I'm saying. Oh, this is some more information too. Basically, they said that the indictment alleges that Lynn Price, who also owned the Oyster Hut conspired with others to set the fire to the bar, which was owned by Stephen Rogers, a former business partner at the Turkey Leg Hut. Yeah. So it was Stephen Rogers who was a business partner. Hmm. And Lynn was also allegedly connected to an April 2020 arson. We talked about that, involving a stolen 1975 Chevy. All defendants faces charges of conspiracy and arson with potential sentences up to 20 years in prison and fines up to $250,000. I don't think Lynn getting out because Lynn was already in jail. A lot of y'all might not know that. When the turkey leg had came, like kind of like got to popping, really, like popping, he had went to jail because the wife had got online and said it. I used to follow the Turkey Leg Hut Instagram page. The wife got online and basically said that some stuff in the past caught up with him, and the way she worded it, I felt like he was only going to be gone for like a few months, but he was gone for at least a year or two. So like basically, I'm saying his name ain't new to the system. So with this girl, if this is true, he ain't getting out, baby. He gone. Baby, let me shut up. I ain't gonna let me shut up. All right, y'all, listen. All right, so this is okay. Bishop TD Jakes steps down from megachurch, hands leadership to daughter and son-in-law. So Bishop TD Jakes announced he will be stepping down and handing leadership of the Potter's House Church to his daughter and her husband. On Sunday, Jakes, 67, announced that his daughter Sarah Jakes Roberts and son-in-law Torrey Roberts will take over the church, which he founded in 1996. Oh, she kept her daddy. Girl, I know that's right. Her name is Sarah Jakes Roberts, so she kept her daddy last name too. I'm saying, girl, girl, you can feel how you want to feel about TD Jakes, but if you really feel like your daddy is this great man or your last name means this, girl, keep your last name. You're hyphenate, but girl, keep yours. But girl, y'all be thinking y'all names don't really have no value to it. Um, that's what I feel. I feel like most of the time when people change their last names, that means you feel like your name has no value, and his does. But that's just my opinion. Um, Anyways, he made the announcement during an emotional sermon. Girl, now unless his name really has some value. Okay, now you girl, fuck around and marry Obama, bitch. Change your last name. Okay. Fuck around and marry a Kardashian, bitch. Change your last name to hers. But you know them Kardashians, they pick me's. Girl, you see how Chloe she the dumb. You see how Chloe gave her children Thompson. Girl, who the hell is a Thompson? Nobody cares about Tristan. Nobody cares about the last name Thompson. Girl, all of Chloe's kids should have the last name Kardashian. Bitch, even Jenna, if we're gonna be honest. He made the announcement during the emotional sermon where he asked the congregation to welcome their new pastors with open arms. I mean, that's a good thing. I will say this much. I know y'all expecting me to say something shady, and I'm not. I remember a time where, and this may still happen in some churches where they wouldn't even allow women in the pulpit. You know what I'm saying? So for him to, basically hand over the keys to his daughter, I think that's an amazing thing. I mean, girl, it's a family business. You might as well, you know. Um, so shout out to Sarah and her husband. I'm not gonna lie, I saw a picture of Sarah and her husband. I'm gonna be a little messy. I thought that was her good Judy. What was the picture? Is this the picture? I thought that was her good Judy. I didn't know if that was mascara around his eyes or what. I said, well, I don't know, so let me hush. Girl, when the Saints come marching in, honey, when the Saints come marching in, I want to be in that number. When the Saints go marching in. All right, let me shut up. I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good day. Bye, y'all.